Hi everyone, it's Ellen. I'm here in my kitchen in this quarantine time. I'm going to share with you a recipe that was given to me by my Spanish mama, my Spanish mother, Doña Dorinda Fernandez Marquena, and she taught me how to make tortilla Espanola, which is a potato omelet, Spanish omelet. So Italians call it a frittata, but that's tortilla Espanola is the Spanish name. It's like the national dish. It's eaten for like tapas, for like appetizers. It's eaten for a light dinner. Not usually for breakfast. I eat it for breakfast here, but normally you would eat it at like a dinner time, like after your big meal is midday, and then at night you could eat maybe a tortilla Espanola, a little side salad, maybe a yogurt, fruit, something like that. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to talk about the ingredients first. So just to show you, this is my friend Dorinda. I have a little cook's journal, so that's her in her kitchen. So say hi. Hi, Dorinda. Let me just get back to that page. Okay, so what we do is we have 4 medium potatoes. I already peeled them. So we're going to use 4 medium potatoes. We're going to use eggs. Okay, I have a neighbor that has chickens, so she actually was selling eggs the other day. So I have some nice farm fresh eggs, free range. So I'm going to use those. A medium onion. This is a little on the large side, but about a medium onion. Ground black pepper. Salt. Olive oil. And vegetable oil. So any brand will do. This is a big Walmart brand. Okay, so we're gonna get started. It's not too labor intensive. I mean, it's a little labor intensive because you have to peel the potatoes, you have to peel the onion, you have to chop everything, that kind of thing. I'm going to show you a way to do it. There's different ways to do it, so I'm going to show you the way that Dorinda taught me, and let's go. Okay, so first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to saute the onion in. Put this over here. I'm going to saute the onion in the pan with olive oil. So I'm going to put olive oil in the pan, turn on the heat. Should have probably already done this, but I didn't. Okay, so we're going to put the olive oil in the pan in the skillet. I'm going to chop up the onion. My glasses. I can't see without them very well, but it's also good to keep the juice of the onion away so I'm not going to cry, hopefully. I won't get the little tears. So yeah, so I'm going to chop up, just dice the onion. Some people don't dice it, some people just use the long, like they'll just cut it one way and then just use it that way, but I like to dice it. That's how I was taught to do it. Okay, so the onions are all diced. So I'm going to put them in the olive oil and let them saute. So we saute them not until they're brown, but until they're translucent. So that's the first thing. And then I'm going to get the potatoes ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use vegetable oil with the potatoes. It's important. Some people use olive oil. I think it gets a little heavy if you use the olive oil to cook the potatoes. The onions are fine. But, so I put in some some vegetable oil. And I have to admit, I have been known to slice the potatoes, put them on a plate with plastic wrap, and throw them in the microwave just to avoid all the grease or all the oils. But this is the traditional way, so I'm going to stick to that. Okay, so I'm gonna chop it kind of in small, like thin slices. If I put it in the microwave, I'll put it in thicker slices. But because it's going to go into the oil and we don't want it to cook take too long to cook, I'm gonna make it into little slivers. So I'm gonna cut the potato nice and thin, and we don't, yeah, I'll do that. The onions are starting to cook, and let me get the potato going. I'm gonna throw the potatoes right in there. Actually, I'm gonna let it heat up a little bit. That's when I do that. Okay, so I'm gonna chop the potato. And you can cut, if the potatoes are like, the slices are big, you can cut them in half, again, to kind of save some time and make it so that you can cook them pretty quickly. So you don't want to make them too thick. So I'm going to cut them in half, actually. They'll cook a little faster. I have some thin slices too. So like I said, you're going to use about 4 medium potatoes. So my friend Dorinda, she was my host family when I lived in Spain as a student, and I'm a Spanish teacher now. So I have done this dish. I made this dish with some of my students before. So they're familiar with Tortilla Espanola as well. And I think a lot of people are more accustomed to hearing about frittata than Tortilla Espanola. But maybe we'll change that. Tortilla Espanola is the word of the day, the recipe of the day. Okay, so I'm going to give a little stir to the my dishwasher. Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to stir up the onions. They're getting a little translucent. So you don't want to cook them too long, but you want to make them so that they're not crunchy. You want them to be kind of fairly soft. That's what we're going to do with that. I'm going to put a little salt and pepper in the onions. I like to season it like that. How does this go? Ooh. Oh, there we go. Put a little salt and pepper on the onions. And you don't have to, but I like to have a little more seasoning. So I'm going to put the onion, I'm going to start putting the potatoes in the oil because it's looking like it's ready. The onion kind of slipped in there, so it's definitely bubbling. And I have a paper towel with a plate handy to drain the potatoes once they're done. So I'm going to let them cook. And you want to put enough oil in there so that they kind of cover the potatoes so that they're not, halfway in, halfway out, so that they cook faster. And I use a wooden spoon to stir my onions. And then, and then the potatoes are cooking. So while all that's going on, I'm going to start to get the eggs prepared. So what I do is I have my bowl, and I take my eggs. So 6 to 8 eggs. So I'm thinking these are small. Like, these are farm eggs, and I'm actually going to wash them because one has, I see a feather. Okay, so I'm going to wash them. Don't want to get any feathers in the Tortilla Espanola. Yeah, these are very little. So I'm going to wash them and then wash my hands. Yeah, no, I'm going to do 8 for sure. I might even do 10. These are really little. But they're fresh, which is nice. Very nice to have fresh eggs available. Put that in there. Okay, so I'm just going to let them, where am I going to put them? Here, I'm going to put these on the drainer for now. And I'm going to wash my hands because I don't want to have chicken feathers. No, I don't want chicken feathers or chicken stuff on my hands. Alright, so the potatoes are cooking. So my eggs are so remember, olive oil with the onions, right? A little olive oil. And they're really cooking up here. Some of these are a little too cooked, like I kind of should have been giving it the love, but I let it kind of cook a little too long, but that's okay. It's all good. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so I'm going to turn off my onions and put them aside. Let's take one of these. And my cupboard's falling off the hinge. All right, so I'm going to put the onions aside, take them off the burner, and I'm waiting for my potatoes. So I'm going to get a fork, and the fork is going to tell me. Oh, and then I want to get a what do you call it? I'm going to get something tongs to flip the potatoes. I think I have tongs. It might be in my dishwasher. No tongs. Weird. Alright, so I'll use a fork. Alright, so we're going to flip the potatoes. Want them to cook on both sides. And you don't really want them to be brown. You kind of want them to be soft, but you want them to be not crunchy either. We don't want to make potato chips. So I'm flipping them with a fork. I probably shouldn't be doing this because of the oil, but that's alright. It works. Okay, so they're cooking away. Some of them are almost ready. So I'm going to let those sit for another second or two. So really the most labor-intensive part of it is the potatoes because they take a little longer than the onions. They take a little longer, obviously, than cracking the eggs. And so they're the ones that take a little bit longer. So I'm going to use a spatula, I think. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, here's my tongs. Okay, perfect. Alright, so these are long handled tongs so you don't get the grease on you. So I'm thinking these are about done. These potatoes, this batch. Yeah, these are about done. Alright, so I'm going to take them out. I'm going to put them on the paper towel to drain. We don't want them to be too greasy in the tortilla. So these ones, these got a little, ooh, that's like a potato chip. Okay, if they're like potato chips, you can just put them aside and eat them. Put a little salt, a little pepper, so that'll be good. Oops. So yeah, so some of these got a little crunchy. I don't want to do that. So. Alright, so I'm going to put some more potatoes in the oil. Now you see why I put them in the microwave sometimes. It just takes a while to do this. But that's okay. I don't have anything planned today, so I'm good. Alright, so here goes some more potatoes. And like I said, the oil is enough, the vegetable oil with the potatoes, not the olive oil to cook. I mean, you can use olive oil. I just think it gets a little heavy when you use too much olive oil in this. Like I prefer to use vegetable oil for the potatoes and then olive oil when we actually cook the eggs and the potatoes and the onions together. Okay, so I'm letting those cook. So I'm going to crack some eggs. Get those. Ooh, these are nice. Oh my gosh, these are beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to get a little plate to put my shells on before I put them in the garbage. So I just crack them on the edge of the bowl. You can do whatever method works for you. So 1, 2, 3. The yolks, these are beautiful. Look at these. I don't know if you can see them. No, you can't. Oh, that's all right. All right, so yeah, so these are beautiful yolks, beautiful eggs. If you get, like I just got a little shell in there. Okay, so I'm gonna get that out. Don't want shells in our tortilla Espanola. No. All right, so I got that out. Oops. Doesn't want to get off my finger. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's not good. There. 6, 7, 8. 8 eggs. Okay, so I'm gonna wash my hands after that. after that egg contact. Wash my hands, 20 seconds. Yes, I'm gonna wash my hands. All right, so the potatoes are doing good. I'm gonna flip them over. Let them bubble, they're bubbling away. Bubble, bubble. Okay, so I'm taking the the potatoes, flipping them over with my tongs. And you probably don't even have to do that, but it does, I think it does help a little bit to cook them, to make sure they're cooked on both sides. So here we go. I'm gonna put another layer of paper towel over the potatoes so that the next batch can get, can get drained. All right, so I have my whisk. So I'm gonna whisk the eggs in the, and I don't have to go crazy. I don't have to, I don't have to, they don't have to be a certain, just make sure that the yolks are all melded in with the whites. And I don't know if these are enough eggs. I'm wondering. I'm gonna put 2 more. Yeah, these are small. They're small eggs. I don't think that's enough. Okay, so 2 more eggs. So this is a total of 8 small eggs. And I'm gonna wash the eggs if they have any feathers or if they have any stuff, chicken stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Mierda, chicken mierda in Spanish. Sounds nicer in Spanish. Okay, 1 more, 2 more. All right, so that's a total of 10. I'm gonna wash my hands. So like I said, that doesn't, if you have regular store-bought eggs, even if they're cage-free or whatever, if they're like these are really tiny, like these are tiny eggs, so that's why I'm putting 10. But normally you'd put like I said, 6 to 8 eggs, or 6 eggs usually, but these are really small, so I don't wanna, have like not enough eggs. So this is a beautiful color. These eggs are like beautiful. Oh my God, look at that. Okay, so the potatoes are ready. I'm gonna take them out and drain them. And yeah, I think I overdid it again. All right, so yeah, so they're draining. And so I'm gonna put some more potatoes in. It seems like a lot of potatoes, but they're thinly sliced, that's why. And this time I'm gonna keep an eye on them a little closer because I don't want them to get too cooked. Then we'd have we'd have potato chip tortilla Espanola. I don't want regular tortilla Espanola. And just be careful of the oil, the hot oil. Just make sure that you're careful with that. So yeah, so the potatoes are cooking, and I'm gonna throw the egg shells into the garbage. I guess you can you can compost them or something, the eggshells. Use them in your garden. I don't have a garden, I live in a condo, so that's not gonna work. Okay, so in the meantime, while the potatoes are cooking, I'm gonna take the onions that we have here from the skillet, and I'm gonna pour them, I'm gonna put them into the egg mixture. So that's part of the process, is that you actually put the eggs and the potatoes right into the onions and the potatoes right into the egg mixture. So I'm gonna put the onions right in there. I'm gonna get those ready. And you can use whatever you have on hand. Like you can actually put a green pepper in these too. Green peppers can taste delicious in this recipe. So I'm gonna use the whisk again, and I'm just gonna whisk a little bit with the just stir them up a little bit with the onions so that they're all combined in there. See? So I'm just gonna do that, and so I'm just waiting for the potatoes. Okay, and I am going to put some salt and pepper in the egg mixture. It's nice to have that seasoning. So salt, some pepper, Like, oh, a little too much pepper. Sorry about that. It's okay. I like pepper. Pepper is good with eggs and different, you know, recipes. A lot of pepper. A lot of pepper never hurt anyone. So we're gonna have pepper. All right. So I'm gonna mix the potato. I'm gonna turn the potatoes. The potatoes are about ready to turn. And you can use a fork to figure out if they're soft. You know what I mean? Like I'm using a tong and I'm just kind of eyeing them. But you can use a fork to check to see if they're soft. Just make sure they're soft, not hard. You don't want hard potatoes, but you also don't want like overcooked potatoes either, really. I mean, it's all good. It works out in the end, whatever. So I'm gonna use my fork and I'm gonna just kind of, yeah, some of these are pretty good already. So I'm gonna get another layer of paper towel and put that on top. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put these potatoes into the egg mixture as well. So the eggs are going to go, the potatoes are going to go right into the egg mixture. So I'm just pushing them right off the plate onto so that we don't have too many layers of greasy potatoes. So I'm going to put those in there, these potatoes. And, yeah, so the potatoes are going right into the egg mixture. Yeah, this one doesn't want to come off. This one's married to the paper towel. No, we're going to pull you off. All right, so I'm going to throw away this greasy paper towel. And then these potatoes are ready, so I'm going to take those off and put the paper towel on the plate. Use my tongs. Just be safe with the oil because it does get hot and you don't want to get burnt. So just use tongs, I don't know what else you can use besides tongs. I guess you could use a fork. But if you have tongs handy, that's the better bet. It's a better bet. Okay, we're almost done with the potatoes. We don't have too much more, so I think I'm gonna put the rest of them right in there. And these ones are really thinly sliced, so I'm gonna even like layer them a little bit, and they're cut in half. So these are gonna cook right up. And again, like they start to, get a little bubbly and boily when there's like water meeting the oil. So, ooh, yeah, be careful. I just almost got a little burnt, but I didn't. Okay, here we go. So we're almost done with the prep. These are going right into the frying pan with the vegetable oil. Okay, so that's all the potatoes. Here's one more. I'm going to cut this a little bit more. It's kind of thick. Alright, so I'm going to put these potatoes, I'm just going to pat them on the top just to get the grease off. So pat, pat, pat. I'll put these in the egg mixture. Got some more paper towel for the eggs that are coming out. Okay. And this one, like I said, don't make them like this. This is like a potato chip, so. Good potato chip. So you don't want potato chips in the tortilla. So if you see any stray potatoes that just seem to look a little, cooked, just put them aside and have a little salt and pepper. Nice little potato chip, homemade potato chip. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what we're going to do next. So after these potatoes are done, I'm going to put the oil aside from the pan, and I'm going to put olive oil in the skillet, and then put the potato mixture with the potatoes. The onion, the egg mixture with the potatoes and the onions and the salt and pepper into the skillet. And then what I'm going to do is cook it for like 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, until it starts like kind of bubbling on the side and getting, like you can tell it's starting to get cooked. And then you put a plate on top of the skillet. So you take the skillet and you put a plate over the top and then you flip it. And then you slide it back in. So that's the tricky part of the tortilla española. Frittatas tend to be baked, I think. I don't know, maybe they're not. Maybe you can correct me. Excuse me for touching my face. But you could do that with the tortilla española too. You can put it in a souffle dish or like a quiche dish or something and bake it if you prefer not to have the oil. But I think the traditional way is the traditional way, and using the olive oil with the making the actual tortilla is delicious and kind of is more authentic, I think. So, all right, so the potatoes are really pretty much done. I'm gonna flip them a little bit, and then yeah, these are really cooking away here. So I'm gonna flip these. Yeah, these might be the potato chip kind. I don't know. Yeah, they're really kind of thin, really thin. Okay, so these potatoes are just about ready. I'm gonna give them another 20 seconds, and then I'm gonna put them. So yeah, so here's the mixture with the eggs and the potatoes and the onions. It's all in there. Yeah, and I think that was perfect to do 10 eggs, 10 small little eggs, because those are the farm eggs that, you know, they're really, like, the yolks are nice and firm and full, but there's not enough whites. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to just use a fork. Oh, that's not ready. Yeah, that's ready. Okay. So I'm going to take these potatoes out, put them on the paper towel to drain. So that's what we're doing. I'm putting the potatoes on the paper towel on the plate to drain. And that's what we're doing here. So I'm trying to be good about, like, not throwing the oil down the drain, because I don't think that's good for the drain. But I usually have an extra, like, jar around that I just dump the oil into the jar, and then I throw it away that way. So that's what we're going to probably end up doing. And in the meantime, while I'm waiting for that, okay, so I'm going to take this off the burner for now. All right, so those potatoes are draining, and I'm going to get something to put the oil in. Don't get anything plastic. It'll go right through it. Okay, so I have actually a glass cup measure. So I'm just going to pour the oil very carefully, because it's hot, into the cup measure over the sink. There we go. I'll set that aside. But just remember that it's hot, so don't burn yourself. Okay, so here I have the olive oil. So I'm just going to put like a tablespoon of olive oil or two into the pan. And I'm gonna let that start to. Now I don't like fry the tortilla, so there's not like a whole lot of olive oil. There's enough so that there's it covers the bottom of the pan, but there's not so much that it's like when I cook the potatoes that it's like frying. You know what I mean? So okay, so here we go. So the potatoes, the onions, the salt and pepper are all in this mixture. The olive oil is heating. I'm going to turn it down a little bit, because if it's too hot, it just cooks too fast and then it's not good. Okay, so it's all there in the frying pan. So I'm going to set the timer, the kitchen timer, for 2 minutes. And we'll see how it goes. Oops. Okay, so we're going to do that. You don't cover it. You just let it sit on the stove. Put this in the sink. Wash my hands again. Okay. So yeah, so this is the fun part. So this is the part where you, okay, this is the part where you, oops. Oh, and then, okay, so this looks, I wonder what happened. Okay, so I have a little secret, and this is not traditional, but I use this, and it's Emerald's Essence, and it's really delicious. It's got, let's see, paprika, different kinds of spices, dried garlic, dried onion, black pepper. So I sometimes put this a little bit of this on there because I like the flavor. So, but it's up to you, whatever you want to add. If you want to improvise or add a little touch that's just for, you know, just your idea, go for it. Okay, so we're letting the tortilla cook. So now it's, I can smell it. I'm going to use a spatula. I can find my spatula. And I'm going to spatula because the plastic doesn't always, like, you can't always get in there with the plastic. So I use a metal spatula so I can smell it. It's actually really cooking away. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my plate, yeah, my plate over the top of the skillet. And there goes the timer. So that was 2 minutes. So I take the, I'm going to do this over the sink, but basically what you do is you're flipping it over and then sliding it back in. I don't want to do it right here because it might get all over the place, but I don't know, what the heck. I can clean it. Let's see. Okay, ready? Oh boy. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it got all over the floor a little bit. Okay, so there it is. And then you slide it. You put a little more olive oil on there. Got a little toasty. A little more olive oil on there. And then you slide it right back in the pan. Well, that wasn't too bad. That worked. Okay, so I'm gonna clean that, and the egg just fell all over the floor. So I'm gonna get some paper towel and clean that up while it's cooking. Oh, let me put it on for 2 minutes. All right. So I'm going to get a little cleaner, clean my floor. Egg, I don't want to step in the egg. Okay. So I'm going to wash my hands, of course. Wash those hands, get those hands clean. Wash them, wash them, wash them. All right. So it's bubbling away, and it takes, yeah, it'll take like 2 minutes for this to cook fully, but it's looking good. It's looking good. And I'm just going to wash one of the plates so that I don't, no, I'm going to use a new one. So it's going to flip back over when it's done, and then I'm going to taste it so I can taste it and see how it came out. One more minute. And, you know, honestly, if you don't feel like it's cooked enough, and it's getting too, like, brown, you could always bake it for a little while, either in the skillet if you have a skillet that has metal, a metal handle, or you can throw it in the microwave for like 3 minutes and it'll firm it up. But it's just, you know, it's up to you, you know, however you like it. Okay, so this is done. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna flip it back over my plate. And voila. So yeah, so it's literally 2 minutes on each side. This is what the finished product, it does look a little done. But like I said, I only put it in for 2 minutes on each side. So that's kind of how it happens like that. And like I said, if you want to put it in the microwave, I'm just going to throw it in the microwave for a couple minutes and then I'm going to try it. So I just don't want it to be too runny. And I don't want salmonella either. Okay. So that's it. That's the tortilla Espanola. And it is delicious. It's a nutritious, healthy, well, kind of healthy with all the oil. But it tastes really good. And you can, I sometimes here have it for like a little brunch, you know, with a side salad, maybe some fruit salad, like coffee, a little juice, you know, something like that. You can make it a little brunch meal if you want here. And in Spain, you wouldn't do that. In Spain, you would have it more like a tapa, you know, with a drink, or you could have it cold. In Spain, they have it cold sometimes. And then for dinner, if you want to have it like I told you earlier, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you want a light meal, you know, around 10 or 9:30 or at night. And so you have a little slice or two of the tortilla Espanola, and it's good. Perfect. So I'm going to take it out. It's been in there a minute, and I think it's good. I don't think we need to overdo it here. Oops. Reset. Okay. So, yeah, I think that did the trick. So, I know it's delicious, and I'm not going to keep you any longer to taste it, but actually, no, I will. I'm going to take a little slice. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to slice it with my paring knife and get a little plate. And it's beautiful. It's nice and cooked. So that minute kind of did it. It just kind of, you know, gelled it a little bit. And I'm going to take my fork, my new fork, not my old fork that I use for the potatoes. And I'm going to try this. So, buen provecho. I hope that you found this video helpful to make a tortilla Espanola. Oh my god. So good. That's really good. So, good to see you, and I hope that you have a good day, and I'll see you for the next video. Okay, bye. Bye.